Welcome everybody to this edition of Attention Talk Video. I'm your host, ADHD and Attention Coach Jeff Copper, and today I'm here to talk to you about tools. Growing up in high school, I lived on kind of a semi-farm. It's kind of like green acres for the older people out there. My dad worked at IBM, but we still had cows, horses, pigs, chickens, all that stuff. Anyway, we built barns and fences and actually built a rental house, and I was still there when we built part of the house my parents ended up living in. Anyway, what I'm telling you that for is that I learned through the years that if you're going to do something, you need to have the right tool for the right job. Certainly, you wouldn't use a hammer to screw in a screw, or a screwdriver to hammer in a nail. You got to have the right tool for the right job. So with that being said, if you have ADHD, you need to be kind of careful about this, because I have seen a lot of people trying to use the wrong tool for the right job. Specifically, two people in particular were procrastinating or complaining they were procrastinating about work stuff. And one was a real estate agent, and one was a CEO of a I can't really say the business, but anyway, he was out and about a lot. And I've come to find out that they were actually trying to manage their emails with a phone. I mean, think about this. Typing some stuff like, can you imagine typing 3 or 4 page memos and emails to people or something like that on a phone? It's just, it's difficult. It's clunky. It's hard. It's getting away. If you've got a full-fledged keyboard and you're able to type that stuff out, it's so much easier. And both individuals did financially relatively well, but they were upset. And I'm like, how come you don't buy a laptop and just have it in the car? And literally, you can get a laptop for a couple $100, and it was a game changer for both of them. Both of them had been using their phone for a couple years and never really realized that, if they got the right tool for the job, it would make some sense. Now, at first they were complaining about the money, and I'm like, yeah, but this is costing you money in your business and productivity. And it finally kind of clicked for them. So my message to you is, sometimes you're out there and you're trying to do something, and you need to sit there and say, I need the right tool for the right job. Certainly some tools cost some money, but just think of the productivity gains that you could have. If you're a carpenter, you can have a hammer and nail, but if you have an air gun, you can drive nails boom, 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 without having to deal with a hammer. Certainly the air hammer would be a little bit more expensive, but a hell of a lot more productive. By the same token, sometimes you need to hire somebody to do something for you that they're proficient in. For example, I have a guy that is a software or database type guy, and he's got his own business, and he does his own books, which is an accountant or a bookkeeper or trained. They do it all the time. He's not an expert in it. Why is it? If he's making $100 an hour, why isn't he paying somebody $25, $30 an hour to do it for him? Again, it's hiring the right person for the right job. I hope this has given you kind of pause and think, if you have ADHD and you're struggling with some stuff, you need to get the right tool for the right job, and or have other people do things that are experts in. Please subscribe to our channel and leave some comments. What do you think about this? Take a look at your world. Are you using the right tool for the right job? And leave it. If you're not, consider maybe you should make the investment to get a tool for productivity, and or delegate or offload something that's not your expertise to somebody who does. With that, we hope you enjoyed this insight. Catch us next week for another great edition of Attention Talk Video. Take care.